It's been a long week, right? Are you ready to wind down? Why not? It's time for the Wine Time Fridays podcast with Shelley and Phil. Neither are sommeliers, but both have a deep passion for life, each other, and of course, delicious wine. And now, here to talk about this week over a glass of wine is Shelley and Phil. It's wine time.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Wine Time Fridays, episode 160 episodes today. It's Friday, May 12th. Shelley, I know we always look forward to this. Happy Friday. It's wine time.
Happy Friday.
Hashtag, it's wine time. Shelley, I know we need to open this right away. And there's no cork again for the second week in a row. This is I will make this a little easier for our friends on YouTube to.
King Estate.
Oh, they can? Nice. Okay, King Estate 2021 Pinot Gris. And that's because there's Pinot Gris Day coming up. And what day is that, by the way?
You're asking me.
Yeah, I have that somewhere.
Well,
National Pinot Gris Day is Wednesday.
the 12th.
Well, hold on. That can't be.
Why not?
Because today is the 12th. So we're going to look real quick. And I'm going to tell you the exact day that is, Shelley. This episode's starting off with a bang.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Hey, we can do this while I'm loading that up. Yeah, this is good. To health, wealth, and abundance, gratitude, romance, and
Peace on earth.
you like that?
My friend Sandra and I used to cheers with a fork.
Oh, that would work. It wouldn't hurt so much.
No, it wasn't a fork on a glass. It was two forks. Anyway.
That's even more fun.
Pinot Gris.
Pinot Gris.
We're not super fans of Pinot Gris.
We are not super fans of Pinot Gris.
But this is really nice. And Pinot Gris is a good grape for summer. It's also the same grape that is Pinot Grigio.
That's right. And we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between Pinot Gris and Pinot Grigio. I need to tell you that it's the 17th, not the 12th.
Okay.
So I just put that in the notes wrong. And it is Wednesday, but it's the 17th. So that makes perfect sense. I screwed that up that way. But yeah, there is a difference between Pinot Gris and Pinot Grigio. And what's interesting is you will talk to some people and you will, like for me, I use Pinot Gris a lot when I talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll, no, it's Pinot Grigio. It's like, okay. It really is it's the same grape again made.
It's the same grape, but made in a different style. So there would be a difference in taste.
Oh, there is, yeah.
To me, the Pinot Gris is crisper and not quite as fruity, not quite as thick, syrupy fruity. I mean, it's not super, super sweet, Pinot Grigio, but it doesn't have that crispness.
Shelley, this is really good.
It actually is.
This is really good. And you talk about the mouthfeel a little bit. You said syrupy. I wouldn't call this necessarily syrupy.
No, this is not syrupy at all. That's what I meant. This is more crisp.
But this does coat my mouth. This does have good mouthfeel.
Mm-hmm.
It's got great color.
It's not opening up yet, but I probably had it too cold. I didn't take it out 20 minutes before.
Yeah, these things happen. So
Mm-hmm.
Pinot Grigio, it originated from Italy. Pinot Gris originated from France. Pinot Gris is a little bit more full-bodied. Pinot Grigio is a little bit more light-bodied. And honestly,
And more Pinot Gris is more complex.
yeah, and that kind of makes sense a little bit. Coming, from France, you'll have like flavors of peach and apricot, honey and spice, things like that, and pretty high acids. We talked about acidic as our wine word of the week last week, and
Mhm.
this is right along that line of acidic wines.
It's 13.5% alcohol.
Yeah, we like that, right?
No, we don't. That's pretty
Well,
high for a white wine, especially for a Pinot Gris, I think.
yeah, I
No,
guess
we're
maybe
good.
I'm just been expecting all these hot wines these days. That
Mm.
13.5 for once it's below 14%. And so, but this is delicious. This is such a great quaffing wine to me.
It
This
is.
is easy to
I'm
drink.
surprised.
Uh,
Definitely citrus and that lemony lime sort of thing happening. There's
is yours starting to open up a little bit now? Because right now I'm getting
a little bit, yeah.
more aroma in the nose.
So they're saying damp slate, and that's what I'm looking for, the damp slate aspect. I'm not getting that. I can't get that yet.
That's what they say on the tasting notes.
Mhm. I mean,
Um,
I'm unable to taste damp slate for some reason. Haven't licked a lot of damp slate though, so there's that.
No, and there once again, I think we're running into a lot of weeks in a row where we're mentioning Gary Vaynerchuk. But seriously, he was on Conan O'Brien back in the day,
Mhm.
and he was talking about what you need to do to get these tastes into your mouth so you know them. He was underage when he worked in his dad's wine business, so he couldn't taste wine, but he kept reading all these things about this is going to have a little bit of licorice in it. This is going to have mineral in it. So he went and licked rocks. This is going to have. He would. I remember that episode. He had all these things laid out in front of him. By the way, Conan O'Brien was on a step stool, so he wasn't shorter than Gary because Conan's pretty short. I think that's pretty funny. But anyway,
But Gary's not that tall.
no, but he's probably taller than Conan. So he would have dirt. He's like, Conan said, do I have to eat the dirt? He's like, don't eat it. Put it in your mouth. Get that feel. And that's so.
Although I used to love to eat carrots that were right out of the garden in the dirt. And I always loved the smell of the potato garden.
Carrots straight from the soil when you pull it out, and you just kind of rub your hand over to get all the loose dirt off, and you put that baby in your mouth. It's so good. I think we're missing that too these days in the world, is that
everything's cleaned off.
Yeah. Earth to table. I mean, it is so fun to be able to do that. I remember when we were in Athol, and even when we were in the farmhouse, when you would say, can you go cut a little bit of the lettuce or whatever that was for the night, and you just go out and you cut some. The lettuce is great because you cut the lettuce and serve it, and it keeps growing. So it's like a haircut, essentially.
Yep, for a while, yeah.
Yeah. So we got a little off topic there, but anyway.
So King Estate, founded in 1991. They're higher elevation, so that's why Pinot Gris does really well there. Like I said, this is 13.5% alcohol. They're in Willamette Valley. It was aged surely for 4 months in 100% stainless steel. So
all 100% stainless steel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get that on this.
And they say this is Alsatian style, so that would be French. So,
yep.
Brie. That's why.
And now that comes into play when I was saying about that mouthfeel. It does have that texture. It's not as light as I would think. One of the things what is it about Pinot Gris that we have this hard time with? Because we have actually tasted some Pinot Gris that we really like. And this is one of them. This is really good.
This is really good. Some of them are just too sweet for me.
Yeah.
But very good summer wine. So we should talk about, well, let's talk about what this pairs well with. So of course it's going to be chicken, salads, seafood, some pasta with white sauce, not red sauce, or like a risotto with the white sauce, or something with the vinaigrette. Just not a darker, no red meat, things like that. So
that makes sense. Yeah, that certainly makes sense.
This would be really good with a chicken salad croissant, I think.
Ooh, I had one of those recently.
You did?
Why did I do that? I ate it without pairing that. This would have been perfect. This is from Willamette Valley. It's Oregon wine, and it's kind of combining two things on this episode.
I didn't mention Oregon.
Right. So this is a Pinot Gris, Pinot Grigio. They call this a Pinot Gris, and this is National Pinot Gris Day is Wednesday the 17th. But this month is Oregon Wine Month, so we've kind of combined that.
True.
Yeah. It's been kind of fun. We haven't done a lot of Oregon wines. I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of our 160, I guess 8 counting today, out of 160 episodes of Wine Time Fridays, did we feature an Oregon wine.
That's interesting that we don't feature them very much. They're right next door.
I know. I will say this. I'm going to put in the show notes, I will put the episodes that we did on this, or you can just put search and put Oregon in the search, and it'll show all the Oregon wines that we featured. I love the search feature because I have categorized and tagged these to where we've got the region. So if it's US, I'm doing the state or the country. Okay, so we're not doing Napa, Sonoma, we're doing California. But we will do France and Italy and like
Australia
Oregon.
and New Zealand.
Yeah, we're doing the country on that. Just we could get way too complicated on that. But on the US wines, because we probably taste 80%, 75% US wines, and they're mostly West Coast. We haven't had a Finger Lakes yet. We need to do that. I'm not even sure, Shelley, we haven't done a Canadian wine yet. We have Canada wine downstairs.
Wayne Gretzky.
We
don't know.
No, I forget the producer. We will try to get Wayne on. I'm not sure if he's even involved in that wine anymore. But
we drank that one before we started this podcast.
We did. Neither of us were all excited.
We were not impressed.
Sorry, Wayne. You can't just slap your name on there. But I was.
Canadian wine, they're doing their best. It's cold up there.
It is cold up there. Yeah. Did
we get something from Penticton when we were there?
Yes, Penticton's making great rosé. Remember, their rosés are really good.
They're making.
What's that?
We found something we were surprised about that they're making. I can't remember what it was.
It wasn't the rosé? Oh, is the Cabernet Franc?
But no, it was something white-ish, some kind of Italian grape, I think.
Interesting.
Anyways,
as we digress, we should take a break real quick and hear from Bottle Joy, and then when we come back, we're gonna actually talk about some white wines. It's kind of an extensive list that will go with this summer and future summers. Welcome back to Wine Time Fridays with Shelley and Phil, episode 160, May 12th. And if this is any indication of what I think about this wine,
you must like it.
I do like it. What's the price point on this, Shelley, from Fred Meyer?
It was $18.
$18, except you got 10% off because you bought 6 bottles.
True, yes.
So knock off another $1.80. And actually, I think it was $18.99. So I think it was $19 because you.
$18.99, yes.
Yes, so $19. and you got $1.90 off. That's
But
pretty
see,
good.
that was the trick. They put those 99s on there and you don't round up, you tend to round down.
I don't. I round up. It's a penny. And honestly, I don't put the cents on any of these in the show notes. I always round up to a whole number. Just easier that way. You know, the IRS does that. We might as well do that too.
They do.
Yeah, they don't take cents. They are whole dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about some wines that you might okay, no Chardonnay, no Sauvignon Blanc, no Pinot Gris. This
These
is
are alternative.
alternatives. That's right. Last week we talked about Sauvignon Blanc. This week we're talking about the Pinot Gris. We talk about Chardonnay a lot. Okay, it's the number one white wine seller in the nation, not the world. Riesling is the world. But Chardonnay is the U.S.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's talk about a couple of these. These are fun.
You don't see on your list. I do not see Riesling.
No, we just did a Riesling.
Those are still okay for the summer.
Oh, for sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Riesling, but they're a little bit more main.
But if you want to step out of your comfort zone, here are some other ones.
Yes, and as I said last week, I challenge anybody that likes Sauvignon Blanc to try any of these wines and go, because they're really good. And you know what? There's an underlying kind of common thread to all of these. I'm noticing
they're white.
Well, no, that's very funny. I guess that goes on the front end. Honeysuckle is on a lot of these, which I thought was kind of interesting. Anyway, let's go down these, Shelley. There's like a few of them. You want to start off?
Grenache Blanc, a medium-bodied white wine with hints of peach, apricot, and honey.
And it's also versatile.
It's versatile. Grüner Veltliner is
Veltliner, Grüner Veltliner.
Which is now on the by the glass menu at Fresh.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's fantastic. Do you know the producer?
I do not.
I can't wait. We need to go in there and try that. Grüner Veltliner, one of our favorites. Also versatile, can be used to produce a wide range of wines. You can get dry and sweet. We kind of lean towards the dry, but they're also typically light to medium body with flavors of citrus, apple, pear, and spice. And it's often described as having a green or herbaceous character.
Sometimes it looks a little green.
I was going to say it's weird because we expect that in a Vino Verde, which will be coming up at some point on this list. But Grüner, I guess I never really kind of have seen that. These are, by the way, Grüner Veltliner, you can get these are very price friendly, wallet friendly. How about Albarino? We have quite a few Albarinos in the cellar, don't we?
I think we do. So if you're in Portugal, they call it Albarino.
Yep, a little different spelling, same grape. Yep.
And a lot of these have high acidity, stone fruit flowers, refreshing and versatile. They all say versatile. Then we have Viognier, which we didn't talk about recently, and generally from the Rhone Valley of France. That's where it originated, but I always get peach, stone fruit on.
Yes. And one of our favorites is from Rivora. We actually had that a couple weeks ago and featured it during Viognier Day. It's a fantastic wine at Rivora. Probably still get it by the glass down there, but it does sell out pretty quick. Valangina. Now, that's a wine that is not necessarily easy to find, but we've actually featured that from time to time. And those are also light body, dry, high acidity, and aromas of citrus, peach, apricot, and honeysuckle. But that's a kind of a fun name to say too. Falangina.
Melangina.
Oh, Shelley, I'm going to give you this one.
Oh, thank you. Madeline Angevine, which we love.
Yes.
We always pair this one with oysters, Kumamoto oysters, that we put on the grill, and then we dunk them in hot sauce and butter and lemon.
And it's so good. You know what? Here, I'm going to say this right now. I've been trying to get a hold of San Juan Vineyards, but they've changed ownership, which is, yeah, Yvonne is no longer the owner there, which is a little sad, but I am going to get a hold of them, and we're going to get some Madeline Angevine, and we're going to get some Zigaribe, which is next on our list. Both are fantastic, and we're going to feature both of those, and we might even do a Facebook Live in front of a grill while we do these. Oh man, that sounds like fun. Is that okay? We can do that?
We could do that, yeah.
Yay. So yeah, Madeline Angevine. This is one of our favorite ones to pour at when we did Taste Washington or Vintage Spokane. We would always make sure we went over and grabbed a bottle over from San Juan Vineyards, and we would pour that, and we would tout that.
It's fun to surprise people.
It is fun to surprise.
You have something I don't know about? Yes, we do.
Yep. Very similar to Alsatian Pinot Blanc. So there you go. I don't think
that is the name of the grape. All of these are the names of the grape.
Like Zigaribe?
Which is Siegerrebe. Zigaribe.
It's hard. It is real. You know what? I'm going to add all of these in the show notes. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, because I don't know if I'll put the I could just make it a long ass show notes. I don't know if I can get it on Buzzsprout, but for sure on the website you'll get these. So by the way, Shelley, I've just started putting our YouTube video on the very bottom of our episode on our website. So yeah, so you just click on that, it'll take you to YouTube, and you can see us, and you go, Shelley looking great, but Phil, look at that scruffy piece of crap face he's got. That is this week, because that's the kind of week I've had. How about Chenin Blanc?
That's another one we don't often choose.
We need
but
to
it's nice.
Oh, very nice. Very, very easy drinking. So apple, pear, citrus, hey, honeysuckle and peach. You're getting a lot of these. I wonder if sommeliers can taste through these different white wines and really distinguish between them, because
I bet they can. I bet they can. Yes, of course. They have to.
But I mean, the profile is so similar. So that's just kind of, it's funny. On the next one, I made a note of dry, because there is also the not so dry, but Semillon, which is a great blending white grape, but also stands well on its own. Light to medium bodied as well.
They're all pretty much light to medium bodied, except for the Marsanne and the Roussanne. So Torrontés.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Torrontés in a while.
No, the most widely planted grape in Argentina now.
How about that?
Yeah, another one that has the stone fruits: peach, apricot, honeysuckle, and citrus.
Yeah, it's just so easy to drink on a warm summer day when you're sitting on your deck, in the boat, next to the pool, or anywhere else in the summer that you can have a white wine. These are really, really cool. By the way, if you're going to a picnic or a party or something like that, and you ask, what can I bring? Oh, we're good. Just maybe bring a bottle of wine. Bring one of these.
They're different, yeah.
Bring one of these. Don't go and bring us.
You're going on a picnic by yourself, bring a Sauterne.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, not by yourself, but just two people. Don't bring the Sauterne if you have to share.
No, Sauternes are a little spendy, and they're a little sweet, and they're really, really good. Talk about mouthfeel and coating your mouth. We've got Roussanne. Again, a blending grape, but good on its own.
And then-
you already mentioned Marsanne. Oh, I didn't.
And you did not mention rosé, but
No,
rosé, okay.
yeah, rose. There is a National Rosé Day and an International Rosé Day, which I think is kind of cool. We love rosé. Rosé, by the way, is the
Yeah.
hottest selling wine in the nation right now.
Oh,
Yeah, people are loving themselves a good rosé. I can't blame them. Rosé is good all year round. But no, it did not make this list because it
we talk
is,
about it a lot.
yeah, a lot. So we got Marsanne.
Always have some rosé on hand.
What's that?
You should always have some rosé on hand.
Yes, you should always have some rosé on hand. Always. It is really versatile. It's kind of like a sparkler in that sense. It's really versatile. It'll go with Asian food. It'll go with chicken. It'll go with pork. It will go with
Wouldn't do it
fruits,
with
cheeses. Say again.
I wouldn't pair it with hamburgers per se, but the
You
cheese
know, I'll bet there
appetizers.
are some rosés you could slide into a burger. I'll bet. It would have to be the right rosé, though.
Yeah.
And the last one on our list is Verdejo.
Verdejo.
Shelley, that's Spain's answer to Sauvignon Blanc.
Is it? Do we have this one very much?
Verdejo?
Yeah.
No. We,
Or do the opposite?
one of the great things about having a wine podcast is this reminds us on some of the things we need to try our own selves more often.
Mhm.
We have not been, we've been very transparent. Our days tend to start with a Chardonnay as we're making dinner, and then we move into a red.
You said our days start, like it's not, we don't get up at 7 and have a Chardonnay. You mean our evening starts.
Yes, I did mean that.
A lot. But in summer, our evenings start out with the more crisp acidic wines.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, I'd still say even in the summer, 50% of the time are Chardonnays. We do love ourselves Chardonnay, but we need to.
Mostly me.
Well, no, I love Chardonnays. The J. Lore and the Waterbrook that we tend to kind of lean towards our house whites or whatever
Mhm.
are fantastic. Love a good stainless steel Chardonnay, which would be good for this list as well. But again, we're staying away from the heavy hitters. No.
So you keep talking about them anyway. All right. So what is the wine word of the week?
Oh my God, you're gonna love this, Shelley. When we get back, we're gonna talk about the wine word of the week.
Okay.
Welcome back to Wine Time Fridays, episode 160. I love it when we get to these tens. You know, we're now in the 160s as we are going towards 200. May 12th.
Only 40 more episodes till we have another bottle of
Well, it's almost a year, really, when you think about it, right? So, but I'm looking forward to that. Oh, by the way, Marla at Coeur d'Alene Fresh said we should run a contest kind of to see what we should have on our 200th episode.
Oh,
I think it's a good idea. Yeah. So the social web wine word of the week is a word that Shelley uses often. And I have to go, oh my gosh, how could you use that word? But seriously, it's an actual word that means something. Shelley, you want to say, please can you say it?
Buttload.
Yes. I didn't hear it. It fell through. What? One more time?
No, that's all you get.
Buttload is an actual term. It's it's not actually used as much or at all anymore, but it's a large wooden cask that was used to store wine, other beverages. It's thought to have originated in the Middle Ages. A buttload of wine is 126 gallons. It is
one of those wooden casks somewhere recently. I can't remember where it was. It was sort of like like this, curved like this.
Oh,
It was,
yeah.
I'm not
But
sure where it was.
oh my gosh, I remember. It was not wood. It was cement.
No, that's not what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking
Okay.
of wood. Anyway, it was thought to have originated in the Middle Ages. It's 126 gallons. It's an archaic unit of measurement that is no longer in common use.
Yep. A buttload of you're gonna
It
love
makes me wonder. Okay, don't cry. Sue B. Zimmerman always says a shit ton. So I wonder if it comes from that.
Russell Mann has just been dislodged. We have to put an explicit tag on this episode because Shelley Webb used a bad word.
That's
And
not a bad word. Well, I think you're allowed to say that on radio, aren't you?
a shit ton on radio? No.
No. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but this is a podcast. We can say whatever we want, but I will have to put an explicit tag on
Oh,
Shelley.
no.
Now
Sorry.
that's going on the front end. Hopefully we get more subscribers because of that. Here, you're going to love this. A buttload is a large wooden cask that was used to store wine.
We just said that.
No, but check this out. It's equivalent to 2 hogsheads or 4 tons. A hogshead is smaller cask that holds 63 gallons, and a ton is a larger cask that holds 252 gallons.
Wow.
Now it's used completely different. For example, you might say you have a buttload of homework or that you ate a buttload of food, but that's all based off of this term buttload, which was a term in wine, which
That's funny. I never knew that.
I know. And it's kind of like bunghole. We didn't like that. We don't like buttload, but both are actually wine terms. And bunghole is actually still used, just so you know. That's not a bad word. And that's a part of the wooden cask that you put a cork in it and pop when you're going to do a barrel tasting. Okay. So much knowledge. We have some things coming up in the future, like next week, the anniversary of Judgment of Paris. I am still doing my very, very, very best to try to get alternative wines from both Stag's Leap and Chateau Montelena, sorry. We have National Wine Day, which is the 25th. That's in the US. National Chardonnay Day, also the 25th. International Sommelier Day, the 3rd of June. National Cheese Day, the 4th of June. We have a lot, Shelley, that we have to work with. National Bubbly Day, the 5th of June.
I mean, these are way out there, so we shouldn't even talk more.
Well, I have to say this one because we've talked about Verdejo. So it's World Verdejo Day is on June 10th. And I'll stop right there. Okay. We have more, but I'll stop right there. And then next week, we're going to try, we could have 3 wines, another Oregon wine, and then wines to pay tribute to the Judgment of Paris. So kind of excited about that. I know I'm not supposed to ask this. You got anything else, Shelley?
No.
Okay, here we go. I do. We have a YouTube channel and we will not. So I've been sifting through all these presentations from social media marketing world. We will not ask you to like and subscribe. Okay. And there's a reason. Not? Well, because
it's at the very end. At the very end, we can do it.
Well, I might put it in the description, but it's more about the content, and don't say like and subscribe. If they like you, they will like you. And they will subscribe, okay?
Hit the bell.
What?
Hit the bell.
Hit the bell?
Yeah, there's a bell.
Oh, yeah, hit the bell. Yeah, that's right. People say all the time, hit the bell or hit the bell. Tomorrow, May 13th, Revora is having their 3rd annual Rosé River Run. That is down in Julietta. I will put in the show notes a link to that, although obviously it's tomorrow, so it'd be really up against the wall time-wise. I want to thank Bottle Joy and Elsom Cellars for being a part of today's episode. And Shelley, with just a little bit of knowledge, and we threw a lot out there. I feel really good about this. A little bit of knowledge, wine becomes a lot less overwhelming. Go get a Pinot Gris or Pinot Grigio, and we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for spending part of your day to wind down with Shelley and Phil. Remember, you can listen to any episode of the Wine Time Fridays podcast by visiting winetimefridays.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And join us on our Wine Time Fridays Facebook page, Instagram, or on Twitter, which is @Vintage Tweets, for daily conversation. Until next week, here's our toast to you, to health, wealth, abundance, gratitude, peace on earth, and of course, romance.